The execution of Gardner in Utah has created a furor again amongst the abolitionists of the death penalty. Many are resorting to religion to explain their opposition and so forth. However, first of all, I should remind folks that he chose this method. Of course, the law is that if you kill someone, then you're subject to the death penalty if found guilty. Now, there's this executioner, Jerry Givens, who has turned to religion and saying that he feels so remorseful and so guilty of his role in executing condemned prisoners. But let me say right away that I don't know what kind of religion he belongs to. In the Old Testament and even in the New Testament, well, mostly in the Old Testament, God was allowing people to kill others for reasons other than killing others. For example, if somebody was into heavy voodoo, they were to be killed. And the reason is that when one is into voodoo, he's going to kill himself eventually, and perhaps others with him. If you understand the nature of evil, you will see what God was doing. He authorized Israel to, take over the part of Israel there by killing the folks who were living in that area. And when God orders the killing, then it's justified and so forth. So that to think that God is opposed to it. In fact, God even said that if one does not die in a quick succession after killing one, then it loses its effect. So that after being on death row for 25 years, people are forgetting exactly what he did. But if the system was to be speeded up, he has different attorneys preparing for the next phase, and so within a month or so he could be executed, then I think folks would be able to equate his execution with his deeds. I have a problem though that if the guy was framed by the government and or by some people and executed, I have a problem with that. But when the person has done the deed, killed somebody, and then executing then shouldn't be a problem. I remember that Florida probably was trying to get me executed because they've done some things that are kind of bizarre. They put drugs in your food and then they bring up provocation hoping that you would lose control and kill. For example, this Department of Children and Family sent this woman to take my child and says that she's taking the child because the mom was there alone with the child in violation of the court order. I know that this was a lie, but they were trying to set me up so I would respond in a way. So you're not taking her, and it escalates, and then I bust her chops with a baseball bat. Cop just around the corner because they have this thing planned, and as soon as I bust her head, she don't mind dying because she's evil and stupid. Then they will come in and take me. Then of course they're going to have all the evidence they want and then carry it, and you'll be executed, and they'll have a kind of a joint celebration in the death and a joint sort of coming together. We must get rid of these evil, heinous people and so forth. So in a case like that, if I had killed her and they had executed me, then this would have been wrong because they set up the whole situation to execute me. Okay, but this guy, where he killed the people, intentionally, and of course requested this method. So Givens, basically, I don't know what kind of religion he's turning to. I mean, not everybody, God did not call everybody to be a soldier. In Israel, he did not take women, he did not take children, he did not take wimpsy men, he didn't take men who were effeminate, he didn't take men who were crying and studying the job and the family and all that. He took men who were prepared for the ultimate, to die. But there would have been a few deaths. God was the one who was going to fight the battle, so he just used men, as it were, but he still wanted men who were courageous. They couldn't say that we won the war, it was God who won the war. Because if you remember with Israel, after they won the battle against Jericho, they went down to another little village called Ai, and they lost because God had not sent them out on that battle. So basically, when you're into the business of killing, you should expect to die. And I don't think in the New Testament, with Jesus coming on, he has removed that principle. Thou shalt not kill. He's going to kill eventually, but the state has an opportunity to move you away from society because you're going to do it again. These people who kill are evil and mentally ill, and there's absolutely nothing you could do to reform them. We've seen it over and over. You give them probation, and within a parole, and within a couple hours they're going to kill some more people. So in my opinion, executing a truly guilty person is okay. Not if the state basically wants to kill the enemy and frame the person, or even do what you call set up the person, or entrapment. I think that would be wrong, and it's going to come back and get them, because floods and hurricane and all the stuff that knocking up Florida and the oil and the beach. I'm just wondering if it's not for the stuff they're doing, taking people kids, taking you off the road and locking you up just to make money. Don't mess with God, okay?